All right, guys, we got a 2018 Jeep Wrangler two-door. In 2018, you could get either model. You get the JL or the standard Wrangler, meaning this door panel raises up. It's got a different window. So mind your P's and Q's and make sure you know what you're working on or working with. If you don't, it can get you in a little bit of trouble. All right, these right here are felt covers. We use these on Jeeps that's got felt. They work on a lot of stuff, but they're designed for these Jeeps. These go right here, so when you're bottom loading your film, don't touch the felt. These right here are the speed loaders 2.0s. This is not a real hard vehicle to tint at all. Some people are gonna go, well, anybody can tint that. You're missing the point. What I'm gonna show you is, this is slid under here. Jeep Wrangler's a little different. So you wanna take this tool here, slide it under this panel. And once you get under there, I rotate it back just a little bit so it goes a little deeper in there. And it don't take a whole lot of leverage to make this work. Now, something you need to understand, the ultimate tool would be to hit the door panel and pull straight back, having the loader parallel to the window. That way it creates a never-ending gap all the way down through there. But being as it is, physics doesn't work that way. In order for this thing to work, this being this, and let's say this right here is this part of the glass where this is at, it goes down in there. In order to open the seal, it has to touch somewhere. So when it rocks it back, it opens. These are a little longer than this. They're actually a ½ inch longer. But what this does, that gives it right here, it gives you a full 1.5 inches. This right here gives you a full 2.5 inches to drop your film in of depth this far, because this has to touch the glass. And when it touches the glass, trust me, your film's not gonna go any further down. With that being said, I don't roll the windows up and down with any tension on them. I leave them straight up and down so the window slides and glides up and down. If you have them tension on them and you do it, you can scratch your window and do whatever. This is stainless steel, it'll scratch the glass. So I'm gonna bump this window down right here. But the other thing I'm gonna show you is I'm gonna go bring it down this far. And the reason I bring it down this far is about a finger's length, because if you brought it down to here and try to load it, you're backing up again because you don't have that much gap. Only the amount of gap you have is this far when it leans back and touches the window. So you got to keep that in mind. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this a little backwards from what I usually do, but this is the way you'll know it's working. I'm going to take this, push all that material down there. As I do this, I keep this turned at an angle like this. So anything that gathers up is pushing it forward and back this way, so it's not pushing it on top of the glass. Because believe me, if a bunch of stuff settles up here, you're gonna have debris all along the top. I'm gonna come back on this back side and wipe that other edge right there. Now I'll go ahead and squeegee this thing all the way across. I'm gonna stop about a few inches from the edge over there, because when I do, I'm gonna turn around and take this and drag all this down to here. Now we've got that done. I'm gonna wipe this off and this off. I've already prepped that and cleaned it one time, but anywhere where your film might touch, you wanna wipe that off. I'm gonna flush this corner just like this. This corner just like this. Now you see that stuff puddling up on your window there? It does that because these don't have any tension on them. I'm gonna take this, pull it back like this. Just put a little tension by pulling this lanyard here that's not connected to anything down like this. That's all the tension you need. Now, with that being like that, I'm going to show you. This is how deep you can get film down in there. That deep. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and take the film and load it on there. Now, I didn't tape up the felt. I hadn't done all that stuff. That's why I use these felt covers. Now, I'm going to take this, and without getting up there on the top, I'm gonna flush anything that's on here all the way down. Now, if you're using a tank, you'll roll through that real quick and it goes real easy. But you see how that goes in there. Somebody says, you're gonna get it too wet. You see these drain holes? That's what they're designed for. Get this off of here. I don't like touching the adhesive side. So when I pull this up, I leave a nice curve like this so as not to cause zipper creases. Now, I'm gonna drop this right in here. Careful not to let the back touch anything. You see how far I'm dropping this down. We're going way down in there, all right? Now, with the back side, where I can push it up behind this seal, just like this, Then the front, I'm gonna roll it back like this and push it up. Then I'll bring it forward so that the pattern fits the front edge and the top edge right there. And there again, we all know this is not a difficult vehicle, but for some people, it can be a challenge just because of the felt issue and everything else, which we don't have with these felt covers now. I'm gonna look at that before I even try to tack it down. I'm gonna go over here and look, make sure I have absolutely no gap over here. You see this? You see that little bit of a gap? I'm gonna push that in. Now we have no gap at all. Now I'm gonna proceed to tack this thing off, so we're good to go. And once I tack it off, we'll get ready to install the film the rest of the way on our flush mounting. I'm going just in one direction. I'm holding it like this with my thumb to make it sure it's staying. I'm gonna push it over here like this. And I try to do an equal part so it doesn't slide, because we do have a lot of slip on this piece of film since we bottom loaded it. And I'm gonna raise that up just a little bit. Put it right there. All right. Now, this is still a soft tack, because this is a real soft blade I'm using on here. I'm gonna spray it. I'm gonna just heat this just a little bit like this. Those are real thin windows, so I don't recommend a ton of heat, maybe a half a ton. All right, now I'm gonna push all this water out of this top edge, just like this, and over here. Something you need to remember, if you ever heat it like that, you wanna make sure before it starts setting up that you push all the water out, you're gonna push in that area. Because if you don't, you'll leave ghosting trails, and then you'll be wondering what those are, and it gives your customer something else to question. And again, before the comments flow, I could have done it faster. Hell yeah, me too. But guess what? We're in school right now, so we got all day to learn. I see this, somebody might ask about these felt covers. Your tool goes right behind them without any issue. Just like that. It was almost a perfect fit all the way across, just had a couple of high spots. So I just slid it up where I could shave it in like I want it. Piece of film won't bother anybody. I'm a little OCD. So now here's the thing. You don't ever let your windows up and down while this has got tension on it. It's pressed against the glass, you can scratch the glass. So just release it. And you can take your window up after releasing it. And once you do that, I'm gonna push this down, that down, all the way across, and I'll hold a little tension up so I can push it down like I want it. And over here in this corner, I'll take my hand, slide it right up in there just like that. Push it in, down, go right behind the felt cover, drop it in there. These felt covers pop right out. Sometimes we have these on the site, sometimes we don't. I'm lazy, they're aggravating to make, but They're worth their weight in gold if you got them. You don't have them, you wish you did. Now, a little more over here. We're gonna finish this baby out. Let them see down here. Come over a little closer. We're a full 1/4 inch below the second lip on the seal. I guess you can see that. May not be enough lighting to see it, but trust me, that's where we're at. If not, then I'd wasted all my time doing everything I was doing. Now, wipe this stuff off. It's as simple as that. These come right out. There's your clip. Clean the mess up. It's all about the presentation when you're done. If you get this thing done, it looks right and it looks better than it did when they brought it to you, then you've done your job. There's our piece of scrap film. I'll wipe this off. I'm gonna get that camera because I'm gonna show them what they want to see. Now all that trash that's not there where we use the felt covers, you didn't see me take any tape off of this thing. That's how it's supposed to look.